This one you need to definitely get. I 100% recommend it. Hey you, I'm glad you made it again, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Lali, and today I'll be going over what resources I used to pass the NCLEX. So if you have been following me, you are aware that my first try, I failed the NCLEX because I was not prepared and I didn't study correctly. For my second time, I did pass my NCLEX in 60 questions, and I was prepared and I was ready for the test. And I just want to share how I prepare myself with you guys. I hope this will be helpful, and I hope this will definitely help you guys. And these are some of the things that I did to prepare for the NCLEX. The first thing I did when I actually prepared myself for the NCLEX was I bought this book. I bought the Nclex-Rn Prep Plus by Qbank, okay? This was really good. I read the whole thing and I recommend it. I think this helped me in like processing the questions correctly. This book helps in how to kind of like break down the questions and how to focus in the actual question. Because some of the questions may be like this long, but the actual question is like this short. So this helps you to rephrase the questions and kind of like know what the question really is. It gives you a lot of like techniques and things to do to answer the questions correctly. I 100% recommend it. I got it off of Amazon. I think I paid $30. It comes with 2 practice tests on the strategies online and video access. So you get access to some videos online and more information. You get access to 2 different practice tests. One is online and one is in here. And it gives you the rationales at the end and why it is the correct answer. So check this book out. I think it was so cheap to get and it was so helpful for me. I know a lot of people get the Sanders book, and that's a really good resource too, I've heard, but it is a little bit on the pricey side. So if you feel like you want to save some money and really get good information and things that will be helpful, this is what you need, because this is what I use and some of the other resources that I'm going to tell you, and I was able to pass the NCLEX the second time around. So take a look. This is awesome. It's a very good resource and I recommend it, and it's so inexpensive. $30. I will be adding the link below. So if you are interested in it, I'll add the link in the description for you guys, all right? The second thing I did was I listened to Mark Klemik, if I'm saying his name correctly. There are some audios out there on the internet. I'm gonna try to add the link below as well. His audios are great, and the website that I was going to, it's a little tricky to actually get the audios to work. So once you are able to make them work, you'll be able to like listen to all these audios. Also, you'll be able to access a lot of information in that website that I'm going to give you the link for. I was able to download the Mark Klemik yellow book. I don't know if you ever heard of that. And I was able to print it out. So I was able to study off of this too. Here you can see. And that's all in that website that I'll try to share with you guys. So I listened to his audios. I took some notes. I think it's very important for you guys to know what is the best way for you to learn. Me, I am very visual. I like to see things. So I didn't really took lots of notes. I know a lot of people like they take so many notes. So I was just kind of like going over. I would like, write things here and there, but I don't have a notebook where I had like all my notes or anything like that. I would just like I don't know, go with the flow kind of thing. So it depends how you learn and what's your best way of learning. So pay attention to that. What type of learner are you too? Because if you are a visual learner, you need things that you're able to relate to and you're able to see instead of just like writing or instead of just like listening to things. So maybe some of these things were great for me, but they might not be the greatest for you, depending on how you learn best, okay? So keep that in mind. I was able to download this. This was great. I actually went over this whole thing. This was very helpful. It had like a whole bunch of different information. It had like mnemonics and things like that. I literally went through the whole thing and I like highlighted. It was very helpful. So I was able to use this as a resource too. And it came with like, that website that I'm gonna give you guys is gonna be golden because look, it came with this one too. This one, I didn't went over the whole thing because I ran out of time. And this has a whole bunch of things. Let me see. 1,000, like I think it's 2,000 like questions. 2,000 questions and like information. Like, let me give you an example. What is the simple formula for calculating fluid replacement needs in the first 24 hours? That's a question, and it gives you the answer. So it has like a whole bunch of like different questions that you could kind of like use if you know nothing about these things, you're able to learn from here. If you are aware of them, then you're like, oh, I remember this, you know, like, and you'll be able to use this as a resource. And this one I also got from that website that I'll try to share the link to here, okay? I also, what I did the most, I guess, I printed out a whole bunch of things that I thought will be helpful. So for the lab reviews, I downloaded this. I'm not sure where I got this one from. I think it was from the same site, but I think it was. And it has like all the normal ranges. If it's high, what does it mean? And if it's low, what does it mean? So this was very helpful and I reviewed it. For the lab values, I also did this, like an index card. And it was like to flip over like that notebook. And I got it at the dollar store for $1. And I was able to kind of like study off of these too. So for the lab values, because I was a little scared about that because I'm not the greatest with them. And I don't know the ranges for all of the lab values. And I was like, okay, if I want to make sure that I know these. So I just did this. And then on the back, I put the answers. Then, you know, I will keep going and kind of like reviewing it. And I was able to do this when I was at work, maybe like in my lunchtime. I was able to go over it. Like if I was anywhere I was able to kind of like go over these. So this was very helpful too. I'll try to add the link for this one. I also downloaded this one. This one is from Nursing Exam Cram Sheet for the Nclex-Rn, and it's from NursesLabs, okay? And this was helpful as well. I had like the lab values. It also had like different information about medications, positions, like different things like that. This one I reviewed some, not a lot on it, but it was very helpful. I found it very helpful. So I'll add this one as well in the description. All right. So that's it from that website, the Mark Klemik. It's not his website, but it's a website that has like a whole bunch of like his lectures, and it had like little things and all these, the yellow book, the blue book, and it had all of those. So I'm gonna try to share it here. The other thing I did was I was listening to YouTube videos. So it's just one YouTube video that I was always, I wasn't watching it, I was listening to it. The video is from Qbank too, and it had like a whole bunch of questions and the answers after. So that resource I used while I was driving in the car, or usually when I was driving in the car, I would put it out because I was able to listen to it through my car, and I'm just driving and listening to it, and it just kept like, I would play it all the time. So the questions and the answer will kind of like stick. And it was very helpful because for some of them at the end, I was able to like say the answer before he would give me the answer. So I was like, oh, I remember this one, you know, like, so that one was pretty helpful for me. So I'll add the link to that one in the description as well. If you are interested in that, if you are a auditory learner, you'll be able to learn a lot from that one because you'll be able to listen and learn from it. The last thing I use, and this one is the main one and most important one, okay? This one you need to definitely get. I 100% recommend it. I use Uworld. Uworld was amazing. I think that was the most amazing thing that I kind of like got in between that one and the Qbank book, the Prep Plus. It was, those two were like the best thing I've ever spent my money on. Uworld was really good because I was able to read the questions, answer the questions, and if they were wrong, I was able to learn from my mistake and learn why it was wrong and which one is the correct answer and why. But there's a trick to Uworld. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I used Uworld and I didn't pass. Uworld doesn't work. You need to understand how you're studying for this test. You don't just answer the question and you learn which one is the correct answer for that question. If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. Okay, I'm sorry, but you are doing it wrong. If you want to do it the right way, you answer the question, you got the question correctly, good. Still, go over the rationale because you need to know why the other ones are incorrect. You need to understand the topic. If it's about whatever it is about, if it's about vaccines, if it's about a lab value, you need to understand each question. So kind of like, or each answer, I mean. So kind of like still go over everything. Even if you got it right, go over everything. Because that's how you learn from this resource. Not just answer the question, I got it right, oh, I know this one, that's it. Because you might not get the same question on the NCLEX. It would not be worded the same way. So it's not like, oh, I remember this one and I remember it was this, that's it. No, it's not gonna be worded the same way. So you have to know why that question is correct or why it was incorrect, or you need to know like the background of that question or why. You need to know everything, the rationale. So please, if you are studying that way, don't do that. Study this way, the way I'm telling you. Just always go over all of them. Go over the question, go over why this one was wrong, why B was wrong, and then why C was right. So just, that's a tip for you guys, all right? And that way, if you're studying that way, you will notice that you will be learning more from Uworld, and trust me, you will pass. If you do it the right way, you will definitely, most definitely pass. To me, I even noticed that Uworld, the questions in Uworld were even harder than the questions in the test once I study of a Uworld. So if you do use Uworld, you will understand, you will notice like the question, you're like, oh, I remember this question. It's not worded exactly the same, but it's similar to one that I took in Uworld, and then the answer will pop out. Like you would automatically know which one is the right answer because it will just automatically pop out. The other ones will be like, make no sense to you because you already studied and you study the right way. So that is very, very important. And guys, these are all the things I use. That was it. That's how I passed my NCLEX in 60 questions. I went over these things. I showed you the highlights that I made, the resources I used, and I just literally took time to study. So if you do want to pass, don't just like answer questions and just think that you're going to get the same question in the test, because it's not going to be exactly the same question, but it will most definitely be the same background of the question or the same topic of the question. So then if you did study the right way, then you'll remember and you'll know which one is the right answer. So that's pretty much everything I got for you guys. If you're interested in any of the resources I mentioned, go check the description. I will put all the links in there. If you have any questions yourself like the NCLEX and passing it, let me know. You are welcome to leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to help you. I am definitely doing this for you guys. I really want to help you guys, and I do know that you can pass this test. So that's why I'm trying to, whatever I learned from my mistakes and my accomplishments, I want to share it with you guys. So for my next video, I am not completely sure what I want to talk about next Saturday, but if you have any ideas and if you are thinking of any topic that you think I should talk about, let me know. I'll be more than happy to go over whatever you are interested in me going over, and I'll see you next video. Happy studying, okay? Keep studying, stay strong. You got this. You will be an RN soon. So keep on dreaming, because dreams do come true. Bye now.